Welcome to the Dakota Pride Fantasy Football League Draft Order presentation. This is brought to you by myself, Bryce LeBlanc, in collaboration with the Commissioner, Marcus Hagelin. So let's kick right into it. We're going to recap a little bit of last year, 2022 recap and highlights. Congrats, Blake, on another championship. Hard fought. It was one hell of a year for you. Fun fact, both years that Blake has won the championship, he won 12 games total, including playoffs. So that's kind of interesting to see. Last one being in 2018. So congrats there. Laner happened to break the all-time scoring record this year. So congrats to you, Alex. 1,863.56 points for him. That's one hell of a mark. It's going to be up there for years to come. So congrats there. As a league, we had 7 top 50 scores of all time, 2 of which ended up being in the top 5. So one hell of a year there as a whole. Second most any year. 7 being the second most ever in the top 50. So that's a boom year for us. With booms comes busts, highs comes lows, So 7 bottom 50 scores of all time. That's tough to see. One of which was in the bottom 5. Second most low scores in any given year. So, given the fact that we had second most highs and second most lows, I'd say it's one hell of a boom bust year for everybody. So, and that's kind of how this year went, I think, overall for a lot of the league. And now we're going to kick into a little bit of the rule changes here. Marcus did a vote on this fab budget, and ultimately the fab budget went through. We're going to set it at $115. We're going to get into the logistics behind that if you have any questions later. But for now, all you need to know is yes, it's fab next year, and 115 will be our budget. Also, we're moving up to $100 buy-in, from 50 to 100. This is going to be due 1 week before the draft. This is to ensure that everyone pays on time. If any of you guys have any issues paying or anything like that, just reach out to Marcus or myself, and we can kind of work around that. Also, we're going to be adjusting the fumbles. We messed up last year when we transitioned to sleeper. For some reason, it set the fumbles to -1 for just any fumble anytime, and then -1 more if you lost it. Standardized scoring is if you just fumble, you don't lose any points if your team recovers it. But if you fumble and the other team recovers it, like a lost fumble, that's -2. So we're going to go back to that, the standardized scoring version of the fumble, so it's not penalizing people for fumbling and then falling on it. Also, we'll be switching to the marginal kicking. I'm very excited about this one. I think it's a no-brainer. For example, marginal kicking is if a kicker kicks a 39-yard field goal, it'll be worth 3.9 points, whereas the prior kicking, it would have been only worth 3 points. So potential for some big points, and it matters now, wherever they're kicking from. So, a 39-yarder versus a 40-yarder, that used to be a point difference. Now it's only 0.1. So I think that'll make for a good adjustment for the kickers. Now it's time for the draft order. Disclaimer here, this is going to be the official draft order for the upcoming 2023 fantasy football season. Marcus did this prior to us making this presentation. He has a video of it. If you guys want to see it, it's up to you. You can reach out to him. He can send you the video. It's just him pulling names out of a hat to get this order. So without further ado, pick number 12 will be going to Blake Whitlock. This is Blake's 8th season. He's won 2 championships, 2018 and 2022. Highest scoring week ever is 167.42. That ranks 18th all time. He has a career wins of 66, as well as a career win percentage of 55.46. Last year's draft position was 12th. So back-to-back years at 12. He took Devontae Adams last year. And Marcus came up with a rating for your shotguns from last year on a scale of 0 to 10. So 3.7 for Blake there. Not super high, not super low, but some room for improvement for sure. And the 11th pick will be going to Josh Fox, baby. Josh Fox has been with us for 4 seasons. He has not won a championship, and his highest scoring week ever is 156.98. That ranks 41st all time. He has 25 wins with a 44.64% win percentage. Last year, he had the 6th pick. He took Jamar Chase, and Marcus decided on giving him a rather generous shotgun rating, considering every time that he shotgunned, it was a very quality and efficient shotgun. So 8.3 for him there. Tough season for you last year, Josh. Hopefully you can bounce back. You've been very consistent your first 3 years, so I have no doubt you'll have a good year. And the 10th pick will be going to Derek Dillon. Derek's been here for 8 seasons as well. He's an OG of the league. 0 championships up till this point. He has 183.26 as his highest scoring week of all time. That ranks 5th. He has 61 career wins with a 53.04% win percentage. Last year, he had the 1st overall pick. He took Jonathan Taylor. We all know how that panned out for him. That was unfortunate. I think JT was a consensus #1 pick last year. You know, you hate having the #1 pick and having to go with the guy that, you know, most people would say should go first, and it doesn't pan out. We gave him a modest 5.8. We think Derek has the potential to be a top 3 shotgunner in this league, and he just got to apply himself a little bit more there. All right. Now the 9th pick. This will be going to Gage Raymond. Gage has been with us for 5 seasons. He won a championship in 2019. That was an awesome year for him. I think he only lost one. He lost 1 game that year. He was lights out. Highest scoring week ever, 161.94. That ranks 29th. He has 48 wins through 5 seasons. That's a lot of wins. Almost 10 a year. That's really good considering he missed the playoffs 1 year. So 62.34% win percentage. That's up there. Last year he took Derrick Henry with the 7th pick, and we gave him a .01 shotgun rating. This is due to him never one-time shotgunning all year. But I know there's a lot of juice in the tank for him if he did decide to rip a can. So, but .01. I mean, nothing else to say there. And the 8th pick will be going to Marcus Hagelin, the commissioner. He's been with us since, you know, the beginning of time. 8 seasons here. 0 championships. His highest scoring week ever, 174.43. That ranks 10th all time. He has 60 wins, which is very good. Very good number to have there. 51.72% win percentage. Last year, as we all remember, he had the 2nd overall pick, and he ended up taking Justin Jefferson. At the time, maybe some people thought it was a reach, but overall, I'd say it was a good pick. Gave him a 9.3. Man, if it was a bottle contest, not a shotgun contest, he'd have a 10-0 for sure. I mean, that dude can open his throat and fit fucking anything in there. And the 7th pick will be going to Brandon Lindner. Brandon's been with us for only 3 years. 0 championships up to this point. His highest scoring week being 165.32. That ranks 20th all time. He has 22 career wins with a 51.16% win percentage. 9th pick last year, he took Najee Harris. And we gave him a 6.9 shotgun rating. That's better than most. We just think he can improve on the time. I think the effort's there, the drive. So, I mean, he's one of the most energetic guys in our league when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, it's always good to see. Disclaimer with Brandon, 0 career playoff wins so far through 3 years. It's tough to see. And it seems to be a theme with one other guy that's only been here for 3 years too. But anyway, we'll see if Brandon can have a better year. He had a lot of ups and downs. So With the 6th pick, this will be going to Alex Lehner. Lehner's been here for 3 seasons. 0 championships up to this point. A 185.2. High scoring week. That ranks 2nd. As we remember, that happened this past season. Unfortunately, he did bench Jalen Waddle. And Jalen Waddle did go off for close to 30 points. And if he would have replaced his flex with Jalen Waddle, he would have been right around that 200-point mark, which would have been substantially higher than our current number 1 point. So tough to see, but I mean, seconds, it's going to be there pretty much forever. So 24 wins through 3 seasons. That's a lot of wins. 53.33% win percentage. Last year he had the 5th pick. He took Cooper Kupp, and we gave him the highest rating in the entire league at a 9.5. We think this guy can really toss back a shotgun. You see them lips gargling that can, man. I wish I could just put something else there. All right. And the 5th pick will be going to Manny Fresh. He's been with us for 8 seasons. He's an OG of the league. He won a championship in 2021, so congratulations, Manny. I know you're not the current champion, but yeah, I mean, really recent champion. High score of 169.64. That ranks 16th all time. He has 52 wins with a 45.61% career win percentage. Last year's draft, he had the 8th pick. Ended up taking Josh Allen. And his shotgun rating is going to be sitting at an 8.2. Man, that guy can really throw back a beer. And the 4th pick. This will be going to Jaden Ingles. OG of the league, 8 seasons. He had a championship in 2016. He is the current champion, or the current high scorer of 188.52. This is an all-time score. Tough to get up in those 180s, especially a high 180. 188.52. That's going to, I mean, it's been there for a while, so I don't know if anyone's ever going to get it. But 58 wins in his career, 49.15% win percentage. Last year he had the 10th pick. He took Dalvin Cook, and he ended up trading Dalvin Cook in an infamous deal with Austin Eckler. They pretty much swapped some players around there. But Jaden with the 0.0 shotgun rating, probably the worst shotgunner I've ever seen in my entire life. I feel like more of the beer gets on the ground than actually in his mouth, and when it gets in his mouth, usually takes 14 years to drink it. So some work to do there, Jaden. Prove me wrong, huh? Pick 3. This will be going to Wyatt Dieterman. He's the newest member of our league. He's only been with us for 2 years. This will be his 3rd. 0 championships up to this point. He has a high score of 158.7. That ranks 33rd all time. 15 wins through 2 years. Not too shabby. 46.88% win percentage. He has made playoffs both years, so I know the win percentage may not be super high, but I mean he's made playoffs both years, so that's an accomplishment in itself. Last year he had the 11th pick. He took Austin Eckler, and just as I discussed a second ago, he traded him for Dalvin Cook. 10th and 11th traded each other, so. And we gave Wyatt a 7.0 shotgun rating. He did quite a few of them. I think maybe he could have been a little bit higher, but ultimately I think it's a good score. So we'll see if he can improve that this next season. With the 2nd pick, Andrew Hess. He's been with us for 3 seasons as well. He came in the same time as Brandon. 0 championships, high score of 164.44. That ranks 22nd all time. 23 wins through 3 seasons. He's made playoffs all 3 years. 52.27% career win percentage. Last year, the 3rd pick, Christian McCaffrey took, and we rated him a 7.4 on the shotgun rating. We think early in the year it could have been a lower score, but as the season progressed, he got better and better at his shotgun, so we thought he deserved a little bit higher score. And with the first pick, this will be going to myself. Oh man, I got the first pick this year, boys. Holy shit. OG of the league, 8 seasons. We don't need to get into too much of this, but I've won 3 times. Been a while since I've won 2020. Feels like forever ago. So I got the 6th highest score of all time, 182.74. 82 career wins, 68.33% win percentage. And last year I took Travis Kelce, a tight end, at 4. I'd say it looked like a good pick, looking back on it. So, and this rating's from Marcus, 8.7. Think it's probably a little high, but I'm more into the hard stuff. So throw me some shots, man. But anyway, first pick. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Think about it for a long time. Probably make the wrong decision. But anyway, congratulations everybody on a hell of a year. I'm looking forward to speaking with each and every one of you at the draft. And yeah, let's just get ready for draft time. So shoot, got any questions? Contact Marcus or myself regarding any of these draft picks, or any questions you have going forward. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah, let's get those beers flowing this year, boys. Peace.